There's one. There's one. And that's right along one of those areas, one of those high probability areas right there. So today is March 31st, and we had some terrible weather this morning. I mean, some absolute terrible weather, severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado watches, all that kind of good stuff. So today was pretty nasty this morning. Rain's finally stopped. I got out here this afternoon. I picked up some new baits today over at Wicked Tackle over in Gulfport. This is called the Slick, and this has got like kind of like a shiny, silvery, iridescent type look to it with a little pink hue in there. And I put it here on my owner hook, a little screw lock weighted hook, and we're gonna see if we can't catch a few this afternoon. We're out here in the Back Bay. I launched at the I-110 bridge in D'Iberville, and the wind is absolutely ripping. But the other thing that's ripping is the current out here as well. It's moving pretty good as well. So I don't know if you can see it, but this little island right here, we got some waves coming across that corner there. And whenever you got little waves like that look like they're kind of traveling, you know the current's ripping really good. So we're gonna see if we can't catch a few either out here in the current or on this flat back here behind us. The water's pretty high too. It looks like it's falling out pretty hard. And I imagine the next day or two it's probably gonna get pretty muddy down through here. We had a lot of rain this morning, and all that water is gonna have to come out of the rivers here in the next few days. So not really expecting a whole lot today. That was a pretty big front that came through. And you know, sometimes after these big fronts like that, they don't bite real good. But I'm off today and tomorrow, and that's it. So then I'll be off for the weekend. But I wanted to come out here and fish for a few hours this afternoon. I really want to try out these new baits too. They're pretty similar to everything that I've been fishing. They just got like a little bit bigger profile, especially in that head area. And they got a nice little slit cut into it. So you can just slide that hook right on up in there real easy, and doesn't, you know, tear through the bait. Got two colors. They didn't have a whole lot to choose from, but I got this color and a more natural color. It's kind of like a greenish silver kind of color. I wanted to try this brighter color since the sun's out really bright and the sky's kind of clear. I wanted to try the brighter color out of the two. I'll get right up here, almost right up on this island right here. This wind is terrible, taking my line everywhere. So we got to keep that rod tip down. I'm fishing this just like I would any of those other type of weightless baits that I've been throwing. Kind of throw it up there. Right now I'm letting it kind of drift in this current. Kind of, you know, kind of drift out through here like that, and then give it a few twitches every now and then. And hoping to just get it right in front of the right one. That way he can hit it. Now with the way that the current's moving so much, I don't know, it's really kind of hard to make out, I'm sure, on the camera, but right here on this tip, we got a little bar that kind of comes out there past the tip of this little island right here. And right in here, just on this side of that point there, you got kind of like a calm area, and that'll make an eddy right through there. Usually whenever I'm targeting places like this with a lot of current, that's a really good spot to hit. And then all throughout the backside, depending on how aggressive they are, but usually all throughout on the backside of these little islands where these bars kind of poke out, that would be you know, high whenever you fish in these spots, you really want to hit the high percentage areas, and usually those spots like that are the spots that'll usually hold a fish or two. Oh, there's one. There's one. And that's right along one of those areas, one of those high probability areas right there, so that's cool. And it's a nice little fish here, 14 incher. And he really ate that bait too. That's the first one there. So that was fun. He thumped it pretty good. God dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. That looked like a good fish, whatever it was. God dang it. Man, 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 man. Looked like a pretty good fish. Little redfish. That's why it felt like a good fish. That's probably what that other fish was that bit whenever I came through here. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of folks home. May have something to do with the bait fish thing, you know, the bait fish issue as well, because not really seeing a whole lot of, there's one, not really seeing a whole lot of bait fish. That joker there drilled it. Oh, this might be a good trout, y'all. I think this is a trout. Going straight at us. Yeah, it's a nice trout. Okay. About a 16 incher. Maybe 17. There we go. Nice fish there. Caught him on the slick. Uh-oh, what's going on here? Didn't sound very good. It sounded like my line was wrapped around a guide or something. All right, let's throw back out there again. There we go. Okay. Maybe they're just a little bit further across that point out there. I'm just happy that we're catching any fish today, honestly. I mean, y'all, we got a bunch of rain. All the rivers, I had to pass over the Biloxi River earlier. God dang it, I missed one. Had to pass over the Biloxi River earlier and it was already flowing. All the ditches and creeks everywhere going into Gulfport Lake and into the Back Bay, they were all flowing. So we had a lot of rain today and a lot of water's dumping into the Back Bay right now. So it's definitely going to change over the next few days for sure. It's definitely going to get a lot muddier, a lot fresher. So I imagine a lot more of that bait will be pushed out more than it is right now. So there's another one. This one doesn't feel very big. Little 14 incher. Hey, threw my bait off. There we go, a little 14-inch fish. Let's see how that bait looks, because I'm curious. Oh, you know, those H&H's that I've been using, they've been, that bait that I used in that last video, I actually went fishing with it again one other time after that. The very next day I actually went fishing with it again, and I caught even more fish with it again the next day, and I actually took that bait off today. So you definitely get a lot of durability out of it. Now that just seemed okay. I mean, I screwed it back on there. Doesn't seem like there's an issue with it, so hopefully that is the case. Hopefully it was just kind of pulled through a little bit, but it seemed like it screwed back on fine. So let's see if we can get another bite. Oh my God. Oh, he thumped it. He thumped it harder than I had another one bite it. Little guy. That's what I think a majority of them are out there, is little. But they're still fun to catch. They're not keeping any fish, so. And that's why it's harder for them small fish to get hooked. They got to bite it just right or get enough of that bait in their mouth for them to get hooked. So whenever those fish, they come up there and try to eat the whole bait, you can hook them pretty good, but they're just up there coming and slapping at it. It's not going to hook them very often. There's one. Now see, I don't like that, man. That bait keeps coming off. Now this is gonna be, he's probably right on the line of being 15 right here. That's another pretty fish. Hit it pretty good. The one that I was using was this pink one here. And I guess it was called Peppermint P-Mint 250. And the one I'm gonna throw now is the Mad Mullet 82. So that's a pretty good looking bait. Kind of dark on top, silvery on the bottom. So we'll put this one on, throw it a few times. That's kind of disappointing that these are so expensive. These are $6.99 for 4 of them. And they're coming off that screw really easily, man. And it's tearing that bait up whenever it does it, but it looks like they work pretty good. But the H&H's also work pretty good too, and they're, I think, like $4.99 for a 5 or a 6 pack, and you can catch a lot of fish on each one of those. Different profile. This has got a bigger profile. I think this would probably work better in the grass too. I think with having that bigger head on it, it wouldn't. Oh man, there it goes. Came back and hit it again. This feels like a decent fish here. He's not that good. Yeah, he's not bad though. Nice. He looks to be about a keeper. Probably 15 and a half. Maybe 16 actually. He's kind of long and skinny. There you go. That was the first cast with that new color. But I think this bait would work really good in the grass. It's got a little bit bigger profile. I don't think it sinks quite as fast, so they get to see it a little bit longer before it. Good God Almighty! Now that one thumped the shit out of it. I think they can see it a little bit longer before it actually would sink down or dart down. This one doesn't dart like nose down quite as much as the H&H. Seems like it kind of stays more horizontal in the water as it sinks, which is nice. So it's kind of like the Paul Browns, where they kind of sink horizontally, but it doesn't sink nearly as quick as a Paul Brown, obviously, because this dude's weightless. So there we go. And another bait that we got messed up. Another 15-inch fish. So it seems like there's quite a few trout on this point right here. Catching a few keepers. Seems like there's a good many small ones up here too. So, but if you look you can just imagine and look where this island is. So we got current that's coming down through here. You got current that'll be coming down on the inside right over there. And behind us is where both those currents meet. So they're right here in this triangle, it seems like. So right here on the back side, and I guess they're just waiting on bait fish and stuff to kind of get pushed through here with the current. So whenever you're using this, now obviously with the twist lock, it's got a little twist there, real easy. But this guy here, you're gonna have to run it through the nose, and this pocket, this little slit starts right there. So you just want to pop it through there just enough to where it comes out in that little pocket. Like, you don't want to come out through here, because then you'll start tearing the bait through there once you start catching fish. So you don't want to do that. So you pull it through and then kind of let the hook turn, and then your knot will be kind of hidden up in there. Then you just want to take that bait about where it is, bend it to where you get almost a 90-degree bend, like that, and then you'll come out right there. I don't know if you can see it right there. And then that hook point kind of point down right through there. So it's pretty weedless. So if we had grass here, it'd be awesome, but we don't. But that fish will bite down on that, and you should be able to set the hook, and that bait kind of just collapse on there. So that's the nice thing about having that slit in the bottom of the bait. It lets that bait collapse in there, and that hook point kind of come out. So that's the nice thing about having that. Now the K wigglers, they don't have a slit. It's just a solid bait all the way through. So having that really wide gap hook helps a lot, because you got a lot of plastic between the barb and the shank of the hook. So you want a real wide gap through there. These you can get away with actually using a little bit smaller hook, just because it does have that slit in there and that bait can collapse. So that's always something to keep in mind. There we go. Yeah, came back out here to where the current was. Started getting bit right away, man, right away. He'd be pretty close to it. Man, he almost knocked my beverage over. Let's check him out real quick, because I'm telling you, he's close. Oh man, he's like a hair short of 15. I knew he was pretty close. So, pretty fish though. Now look at that little joker there. Oh, come here, come here, come here, come here. Hey, look at this. Look at that. That's what I think some of these fish are that are biting. The ones that were not really able to hang even for a second. I think that's what a lot of those are. That one just happened to hit that bait just right. Got a little hook in them.